Welcome to Rock Solid Productions, where in this episode, we are going to switch it up. It is time to check out the latest releases in the eShop for the Nintendo Switch for the week of June the 25th, 2018 through July the 1st. Hey guys, welcome back to Rock Solid Productions. If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. I do appreciate you stopping by and checking out what we're all about. If this is your first time here, make sure you go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and also go ahead, hit that bell notification. That way you do get alerts each and every time we do post new stuff to YouTube, because, well, YouTube is not very good about their notification process. So, like I mentioned, these are the new releases hitting the Nintendo eShop the week of June the 25th through July 1st. Now, one thing of note, I know in the past couple weeks we may have missed or had actually some extra games in our list here. What we base this episode off of is everything that is actually displayable on the Switch. I know Nintendo's website may show some other games and may have some other dates as well, but this is basically what we go by for our information. So with that, we are going to get started, and we're going to go to Lumines Remastered, or Luminaries. And basically this is $14.99, and you do earn 75 eShop coins. The classic puzzler is back here on the Nintendo Switch, and you can play 1 or 2 player. It has a killer soundtrack, and one of the cool things about it too is it actually takes advantage of the HD Rumble feature built into the Joy-Cons and the Pro Controller too. This is just a great looking game. It is a great remake of a classic puzzler, and if you are a fan of the series, you're definitely going to love this one. $14.99 for Lumines Remastered, and you do earn your 75 eShop coins, and that's going to be available on the 26th. Forgot to mention that at the top. Airmail is really a fun, different looking sort of game. When I first saw it, the first thing I thought of was Snoopy as the World War I flying ace. Airmail, one of the cool things about it too is it's 10% off its normal $14.99 price tag. Right now it's only $13.49, and you earn 68 Nintendo eShop coins. Now that sale ends on the 28th, so that is something for you to be aware of. It kind of reminds me of a combination of like Pilot Wings and, in some ways, even Mario Galaxy in this flight simulation, and almost a reverse tower defense game too. Your adventure will begin in the picturesque kingdom of Domica, where air pilots fly from island to island carrying out tasks for the peaceful villagers. You play as the role of Scoop, the youngest pilot ever to join the Domican Island Flyers. But when the conflict erupts, it'll be up to you to restore peace to the kingdom. Your journey is going to take you to exciting worlds far away from home, and you're going to make new friends and allies along the way. There are 25 different missions to complete. You can test your piloting skills in a time attack mode called Express Delivery. You have a relaxing exploration mode with landmarks and hidden featured items to discover. That's the Pilot Wings aspect of it. You get a rich graphical presentation completely remastered just for the Switch. You can unlock custom paint jobs for your plane, illustrated cinematic storyline, a classic sweeping score. You can play as a boy or a girl. As I mentioned, this one here is $13.49 on sale only until the 28th, and you do earn 68 Nintendo eShop coins. Another one too, deBlob. deBlob is a classic, and this one is $29.99 and comes out on the 26th. In this 3D platformer, you will maneuver your hero, deBlob. You'll flip, bounce, and smash your way past the all-powerful Inked Corporation. You'll join the color revolutionaries in the resistance against Comrade Black and his diabolical array of hot plates, electric shocks, and ink turrets. Free your friends from a black and white world by painting the city back to life. You can compete to control Chroma City in 4-player split screen or 8-player multiplayer modes, and you can paint Chroma City in your own style using different colors, patterns, and soundtrack. Now, deBlob was a really popular game on the Nintendo Wii for $29.99, not the Wii U, the original Wii. For $29.99, if you played it before, you will probably love this version too. CubiKolor also comes out on the 26th, and this one is $8.99. And this is one of those games that I look at and it concerns me for the future of the Switch. And that is because one of the things about this, it was an award-winning game from 2014 to 2016. It's 2018. Armed with only your logic and your cube, move through 150 levels, outwitting the traps in the system, an evil, scheming entity, to confront the machine and pass the test. You'll immerse yourself in the world of CubiKolor as you move your cube by matching the colors of the sides and the platform to complete each level. Discover lots of special cubes with some surprising effects and advance through the different game backdrops in classic or hardcore modes. In CubiKolor, your logic will be severely tested against a formidable enemy. Roll, go up, down, and rewind time to explore all the options and reach the locks in each level. Keep an eye on the time and move limits. Outsmart the system and use its traps to your advantages. Booby-trapped cubes, multicolored cubes, and many more await you in this next-gen puzzle game. Win all the medals and challenge yourself in hardcore mode, as only the best will survive in this one-player action puzzle game. CubiKolor looks really neat, $8.99, a decent price for a good puzzler to try out. Again, my only concern about it is the fact that it's a re-release basically from a game that came out in 2013, 14, wherever it was. At least that's when the awards were from. Paranautical Activity also comes out on the 26th, and this one is kind of neat. For $7.99, with this one, it is essentially a first-person shooter with roguelite elements in this one-player FPS game. Graphically, it reminds me of a combination between the original Doom on like the Super NES or even on the Genesis with something like Minecraft. It's very pixelated, or that pixel art style that is super appealing to many different people. Paranautical Activity is a blisteringly fast first-person shooter that combines classic arena-style FPS action like Doom with roguelite elements. An intense and challenging test of precision, skill, and reflexes will await you. You do get that unique FPS roguelite combination, procedurally generated levels, insanely fast gameplay, and hidden levels too. You can discover over 100 different items, and there are over 40 different enemies to fight. There's even ridiculous bosses and a kick-ass dubstep, if you like dubstep, soundtrack that is in here for Paranautical Activity. $7.99, looks like one of those just kind of fun sit down and blow stuff up kind of things. I believe it was Roddy Piper who once said, "I came here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum." Angels of Death, this comes out on the 28th, and it is another game that is 10% off up until the 28th. Normally $14.99, on sale for $13.49. And this is actually on sale until the 27th. So as long as you pre-order it, you get that 10% off. So this RPG with action-adventure aspects to it basically combines two characters each looking for something. One of them wants to be killed and the other wants to escape. "Help me get you out of here and I'll kill you," one says to the other. This dark promise deepens the peculiar bond between these two reluctant partners. Where is this place where they found themselves trapped? Why have they been imprisoned here? What does fate have in store for them? Thus begins a dangerous and terrifying escape mission from a mysterious sealed building. I don't mind having a little bit of, mystique to a game, but for something like that, I want to know more and I don't want to have to research it. I want to have it all here, but it does look like a top-down style action RPG, and that is Angels of Death. Also on the 28th, if you like imagination, you'll like Figment. Disney reference for you folks. And this one also comes out on the 28th. It is $15.99 and you can earn 80 eShop coins. In this game, you will join Dusty and his optimistic friend Piper on an adventure of the mind, perhaps into the very figment of imagination, as it were. Again, Disney reference. This is an action-adventure set in the recesses of the human mind. Welcome to the world of Figment, a strange and surreal world, a place filled with our deepest thoughts, urges, and memories, populated by the many voices we hear in our heads. This mind has been quiet and calm for many years, but something has changed. New thoughts have started to emerge, taking the shape of nightmarish creatures who spread fear wherever they go. The only hope is for the grumpy Dusty, the mind's former voice of courage, to get back to his old self and help the mind face his fears. Join Dusty and his ever-optimistic friend Piper on an adventure through the different sides of the mind, solving puzzles to set things straight, beating back nightmares, and seeking to restore the courage that's been lost. The game itself features whimsical hand-drawn animation where you can experience how traditionally hand-painted brushstrokes come to life in a world with surreal art, colorful illustrations, and charming characters. Experience the unique art styles of the joyful Freedom Isles, the radiant Clockwork Town, and the ominous pathways. Enjoy a full score of musical performance because music is an integral part here of Figment. Explore a rhythmic environment full of trumpet trees, piano houses, and singing enemies, and discover how your actions influence this musical universe and its dynamic soundtrack. Take on an emotional journey to face universal human fears and help Dusty bring peace to the mind once again. Overcome the nightmare by using their dirty tricks to your advantage. You'll use both brawn and brain to get through this game. Figment will offer various challenges for all kinds of players. Swing your sword skillfully at the enemies, rack your brain to solve puzzles, and combine the two in epic musical boss battles in this one-player action-adventure game. And like I say, it is really, graphically speaking, it's really, really neat looking. The way that everything is hand-drawn in here, you can see the detail that has gone into each and every level. One thing that, especially for games like this, for new IPs, I really wish that we could get a video in the eShop on this. Developers, if you are listening at all to this, please make sure that you've got videos in the future. It really helps kind of bring home the story of your game. But this is Figment from Bedtime Digital, available on the 28th for $15.99. Now, Dream Alone is also on sale for that 10% off pre-purchase price, normally $9.99, on sale for $8.99, and this is on sale up and until the 28th. And this is a dark and difficult 2D indie platformer. Much of the artwork reminds me almost of a Tim Burton movie. The large eyes on the characters, the over-exaggerated heads too, has a very Tim Burton-esque feel to it to me. A mysterious sickness strikes a quiet village, and one by one, the townspeople fall into a coma. Entire families falling prey to a death-like state. When the hero's family becomes infected by the disease, he starts a dangerous journey to find a mythical sorceress, Lady Death, who is supposed to have powers that can stop or perhaps even reverse the disease. Might want to talk to Thanos about Lady Death. The hero travels through many levels and includes a forest, a cemetery, a battlefield, a ghost town, and more. Nearly all the levels have their own alternative reality versions, slightly different versions that hold a few more objects or traps in different locations. As the story develops, the player uncovers more about the main hero's past, his motivation, and some pretty dark secrets. A mistake, a wrong jump, or simply not being careful enough means instant death. Precision jumps and quick running are not enough, however, as some traps need to be deactivated and some objects like stones or crates need to be moved into certain positions. Sometimes there's no object to move or trigger unless a hero uses one of the special powers available, which are rare in the game. The hero can jump into an alternate reality. Some traps can be avoided only if time moves slower than usual, thanks to yet another special ability. In some cases, the hero can even create a clone of himself, kind of like Jack in the Incredibles 2. By using all of your abilities and finding your way home through the different realities, you may yet find Lady Death in Dream Alone. $8.99 comes out on the 28th. Grave Danger, another one that is discounted. This one is 15% off, normally $19.99, on sale for $16.99. Now, this is the ultimate edition of Grave Danger, as it even includes 10 brand new levels specific to this variation of the game. Dante, Malice, and Elliot have all been cast as outlaws, and it's up to you to help them clear their names. In a world that wants you both dead and alive, there's no rest for the living or the unliving. Switch between these three unique characters, mastering their movements and attack, and guiding them further into the story. You can play either single player or co-op to solve puzzles, and enlist your friends to control all three characters locally, utilizing them to their maximum potential. If you can't play with a friend or want the completely single player experience, that's fine too. You can switch between co-op or single player at any point in time. Teamwork is essential here in Grave Danger, as each character must pull their weight and traverse the world to safety. Dante the Cowboy is capable of climbing vertical walls. Malice the Reaper can float horizontally across chasms and through narrow and dangerous areas. And Elliot the Wizard has magical elevation and can jump again once he's in midair. You get mind-challenging puzzles, a beautifully crafted world, local co-op where you can have friends join you at any time. You can switch at any time between the 3 unique and quirky characters, and you can challenge yourself with time trial and perfect level runs. I love the animation style here in Grave Danger. $16.99 on sale until the 28th for 15% off. Photon Cube also comes out on the 28th, and this one is $13.65. What an odd pricing, you know, $13.65. I'm not as big on this game because, if anything, it looks like it belongs on the 3DS with the animation and the graphics. It kind of underwhelming. Reflecting, splitting, and combining are 3 of the powers you will have to utilize here in Photon Cube. This is a 3D puzzle game based on light that really, the description here I think was poorly translated, to be honest with you. $13.65 for a puzzle game here called Photon Cube. Now, getting to this one here, MotoGP. This is coming out on the 28th. There is a physical release of it as well. I will have a link down below to where you can order it through our Amazon storefront. If you do, I'll be honest, it doesn't save you anything, doesn't cost you anything extra, but it actually helps support the channel if you are interested in this. If you are a MotoGP fan, you will absolutely need to download or purchase the physical version of this game. The in-game renders that you have here looks absolutely beautiful. It is 1-player local gameplay, or you can play 1 to 8-player online. Race with all the riders of the MotoGP circuit on 19 different official tracks, including the new Buriram International Circuit in Thailand, and enjoy an even more immersive experience thanks to all new features. The cool thing about this too is there is online ranking and leaderboards where you can compete against others even if you're playing offline. I am a huge race fan. I'm not huge into MotoGP, but I can respect the talent and skill that it takes to ride this. The thing that's great, I know that is going up. Oh, let me back out of here. Let me give you a shot of this. This is going up Phil Hill at COTA, the Circuit of the Americas. I know watching the F1 races, I know that circuit very well. And this is in Austin, Texas. Really cool. The game looks beautiful. My hopes is that these are not renders and that this is in-game footage. But $39.99, and it will be available via physical release and via the eShop too. Fossil Hunters also comes out on the 28th, and this is $16.99, and in this you are, well, a fossil hunter, and you are going to travel on a remote dig to discover the most incredible find of your career. Fossil Hunters has aspects of Minecraft to it, of puzzle games, also of platformers as well. You are an adventuring fossil hunter who has traveled to a remote, dangerous dig site to discover the most incredible fossils the world has ever seen. Discover and assemble your own fossil creations and avoid cave-ins, monsters, and traps while you explore exciting underground environments. Find secrets, treasures, and more as you uncover clues to the whereabouts of the fossil hunters who came before you and have disappeared. Find fossil blocks by digging through dirt and connect them together to create a complete skeleton. Different fossils can be found depending on the kind of dirt and environment you are digging in. Using rare pieces, cleaning your fossils, or making huge skeletons can result in more valuable creations, but you choose how many pieces to assemble and in what order. Complete specific fossil schematics to further the path of science and progress deeper into the earth, where you'll encounter unique characters and spectacular new areas as you endeavor to reach the very bottom of the caves. The modular fossil system allows you to build any way you'd like. You can play with up to 3 other friends in frantic drop-in, drop-out local co-op. You can collect over 150 notes, artifacts, and sketches to fill your journal. 30 handcrafted levels with new fossil secrets and power-ups to discover. Play as one of 4 unique fossil hunters with multiple color variations. And there's even a lush, fully orchestral soundtrack in this 1 to 4 player. Like I say, it has part action platformer, part crafting, part puzzle game for $16.99. Next up, we have 2 games from the same developer, Limbo and Inside. Limbo is up first. This one is $9.99, comes out on the 28th, and this is kind of an action puzzle platformer where you play as a boy that is trapped in a bit of a dystopian or dystopic future. This puzzle platform game is presented in black and white tones using lighting, film grain effects, and minimal ambient sounds to create an eerie atmosphere often associated with the horror genre. The primary character in Limbo is a nameless boy who awakens in the middle of a forest on the edge of hell. While seeking his missing sister, he encounters only a few human characters who either attack him, run away, or are dead. At one point during his journey, he encounters a female character, but is prevented from reaching her. So as you can see, a very uniquely stylized, kind of almost a noir type game that we have here on Inside. Now, this was originally released back in 2010, so this is an 8-year-old title. Remember what I said earlier about re-releases and remakes? This is one of the reasons why I'm concerned. Now, Inside, however, is more up-to-date than Limbo. This is $19.99 and basically picks up where Limbo left off. In Limbo, the boy slides down a rocky incline while running through a forest, and he'll encounter masked guards with flashlights, as well as vehicles and mounted spotlights, and even fierce guard dogs. He escapes the guards, then crosses a road where a block has been set up with more vehicles and guards, to a farm where parasitic worms cause pigs to run rampant. The boy uses the farm animals and equipment to escape the seemingly abandoned city where lines of zombie-like people are moved through mind control. Beyond the city is a large factory of flooded rooms, a shockwave atrium, and a laboratory environment where scientists perform underwater experiments on bodies. While traversing different areas of the game, the boy will use a mind control helmet to control lifeless gray bodies. The boy eventually even comes across an underwater siren-like creature that attaches a device to him, allowing him to breathe underwater. It's almost like he got gillyweed from Harry Potter. By continuing through the offices and laboratory, the boy sees scientists observing a spherical chamber. The boy enters the chamber and discovers a large blob-like creature, the Huddle, made of humanoid limbs connected to 4 control rods. After disconnecting the rods, the boy is pulled into the Huddle. There are a lot of dark aspects to this game. If you like the horror genre, Inside and Limbo, definitely 2 games you're going to want to check out. I kind of wish they were doing a bundle with both of them, but $19.99 for Inside, $9.99 for Limbo. Also on the 28th, The Journey Down Chapter 2. This one is $19.99. Far below the noisy metropolis of St. Armando, Moana follows in the footsteps of his lost father together with Quito and Lena. In their search for the mysterious Underland, they discover a dark conspiracy shrouding the fate of Captain Keona Dudu. In the second chapter, the plot thickens as our heroes plunge down into the mist below the edge and wind up in the foggy and treacherous town of Port Artoo, where they find themselves cornered by pirates and on the run from the law. The Journey Down is a classic point-and-click saga with Afro-Caribbean vibes to it. It features a twisting tale of intriguing adventures with tons of hand-painted environments. It features a twisted tale of intriguing adventure and tons of hand-painted environments. This game is absolutely beautiful. An all-original jazzy reggae soundtrack is really cool. It includes music from Straight No Chasers, which the fact that I've actually heard of them means that they must be pretty decent. A fully voiced cast in English, HD art and animation, and you get English and German subtitles in this one-player point-and-click game. Definitely something for those of you who like the Maniac Mansion games. I know a lot of people enjoyed those. Journey Down Chapter 2, $19.99. Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this one. This is one. You want to know how much I've been waiting for this one? Hang on one second. I'll show you how much I've been waiting for this one. Because I literally just bought these the day before I filmed this. Crash Bandicoot, Crash 2, Cortex Strikes Back, and Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. Well, I can play the originals now on the PlayStation, or I can now play the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy on my Nintendo Switch. I have been waiting for this since the original was announced, well, since the original trilogy was announced for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. And now it is finally coming. Now, the Insane Trilogy will be available as both a digital download or as a physical copy. I will tell you, I'm going to order the physical copy myself because I'm going to get it through Amazon. I've already pre-ordered it, and I save for being an Amazon Prime member on it. But with this one, it is a single-player remastering of the original, which it's so good. I have actually played this on the PlayStation 4. I held off buying it because I wanted to play it specifically on the Switch. $39.99, 200 eShop coins. Cannot wait for Friday the 29th to come around. It's also the day I leave to go on vacation too. But the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is finally making its way after many months to the Nintendo Switch, as is Wolfenstein II, the new Colossus. Now this is $59.99, also again has a physical release to it, and in addition to $59.99, you will also earn 300 Nintendo eShop coins. Now, one of the key things about this game for everyone, you have to have an SD card to be able to play it. It requires almost 22 gigs of storage space. The Nintendo Switch doesn't have, once you got the operating system and everything running, yeah, you can't do that. But much like Doom, this game has been optimized for the Nintendo Switch and looks like it runs absolutely brilliantly. It looks like it also incorporates the motion controls of the Joy-Cons perfectly too. You'll play as BJ Blazkowicz and experience an unforgettable action-packed story brought to life by extraordinary characters. Reunite with your friends and fellow freedom fighters as you take on the evil Frau Engel and her Nazi army. Wage the Second American Revolution your way, at home or on the go. Now, the one thing I do wish on this game was that it did have an online multiplayer component to it. Normally, I'm not huge on online multiplayer, but I think this would be one that would be great, especially with, you know, the multiplayer with Xbox players. It actually could be good. Waking Violet is up next, and this one is $4.99, and you earn 25 eShop coins. This is a classic 2D top-down action puzzle game for one player. In some ways, it almost reminds me of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Waking Violet is a classic 2D top-down puzzle game, but with awesome spells and unique time rewind mechanics. Playing as Violet, a shy teen with a desire to grow up, you get trapped in a dream you just can't wake up from. Every puzzle solved will take you closer to waking up and getting back to your real life. But you are in the dream for a reason, and getting out might not be as easy as it sounds. There are 42 unforgiving levels where you'll learn exciting spells, explore a magical world, and discover what or who is keeping you there. Gain mana and cast spells, as you will inevitably fail, but you'll have an opportunity to undo your moves and try again. There's beautiful hand-drawn graphics with a unique style, and it also features amazing down-tempo music to stimulate your concentration. This is one of those I don't know that I personally would be into, but it could be fun for those of you who like this style of kind of RPG 2D platformer type games. And that is going to complete things for this week's Switch It Up. And there's a lot here. Don't forget, if you do have any comments or questions, leave them down below in the comments section. You can also go ahead and email me any of your comments and questions at rocksolidmail@gmail.com. We do answer all of them. However, the next week and a half, 2 weeks, might be a little bit slow getting back to them. I'm going to the mouse house. But leave your comments down below or send me an email. You can also hit me up on Twitter at RockSolidStudios or over on our Facebook page at facebook.com/rocksolidproductions. If you want to help us out too, you can also go on over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/rocksolid. For just $1 a month, you get early access to all of our content, exclusive one-on-one conversations with me, exclusive content, and a whole lot more. Just visit us over on our Patreon page. And finally, like I mentioned at the top of the show, don't forget to subscribe. YouTube likes to unsubscribe people, so even if you think you're subscribed, double check that you are subscribed right now. Do it. Do it! I'll wait. Okay, thanks, I appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button. We are over 3,333 strong here on Rock Solid Productions, and as we get closer to the 5,000 subscriber plateau, we are going to be working on a giveaway of some type. I don't know just what it might be. We'll announce it as we get closer to 5,000, but I know a lot of times we see comments on the videos, hey, you deserve more subscribers, more followers, more views. Share the videos with your friends on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever you are on social media. That is the easiest way for us to help grow the channel, is by you spreading the word, which I always do appreciate. So these have been the new releases for the Nintendo Switch from June the 25th to July 1st, 2018. I do appreciate you watching. I will see you later this week for more content, and next week for another edition of Switch It Up.